Alright, welcome to another Showdown video. Today I'm going to be showing the Screaming Antelope fight. I apologize about the light. I don't have curtains on these backs, so it may be a little washed out at times. But anyway, did another fight with another white lion, I think. Try to get some stuff, had some other stuff going on in the settlement phase. This is the first time in the solo game that I'm actually fighting an antelope. I've fought a couple of them, but I was trying to get some lion gear, which really didn't work out all that well. So I have, in that butcher fight, I had busted my Zimbato. I actually got another one, and there's a few other things. Oh, I did make the claw head arrow for my bow user, so this will be the first time I've taken that out. I haven't used that before. That is, so you must have a bow in your gear grid to activate it. If you hit, monster gains -1 evasion token. You can only use it once per showdown, but it's a speed of 1. Obviously it was slow, 6 or better to hit, and then a 6 strength. This person is not the best at hitting. It's a new character, Foxy, and then so Foxy is over here with the bow. I have Kane over here, which, if I hadn't said before, in my solo game, these are all characters that have been named after pets that I've had, or like my grandma had Foxy back in the day, and Cheeto. So these are all pets that I've had over the years. Anyway, so with the Screaming Antelope, we got the Nightmare Tree, which has a couple of things that you can roll on as an activation. Try to get to. It's kind of like a scavenging tile. We have 6 acanthus plants and 2 tall grass. According to the Showdown setup, the terrain, all of the acanthus plants have to be placed within this area that it shows in the book. And I double checked the ruling on it. You only use the black setup instructions on the terrain cards down at the bottom here if there is no specific setup that a Showdown will tell you. So they do not actually have to be 6 spaces away from each other like if you just drew it randomly. So what I've tried to do here is place them a bit closer to the tall grass, and that way, if it does move to there, I can hang out and get an evasion bonus in the tall grass a little bit later in the fight if anyone's hurt. But we will go ahead and start the showdown. I didn't show the hunt phase. I might show the hunt phase in the other video series that I'm doing, which my buddy Bill hopefully will be coming over Saturday, and we can kind of continue that. But that one is going to be a lot more spoilers. I don't think I'm going to show the settlement phase just because of the time that is required and the negotiation and the trying to figure out stuff. It does take quite a while, and it's honestly a lot of just BSing between people. But the hunt phase I will probably show, but I haven't been putting them on these because there are a lot of spoilers, different things that you have to deal with or gain throughout the hunt phase. And there are some monster specific ones which I think some people would like to be left with that as a surprise, even if they just want to see kind of the general mechanics of how a monster works. I don't think is as spoilerish as the reading out the events. But because of some of the events, I started with a lot less survival than I really initially wanted to going into this. Like, I was supposed to come into it with full survival, but I'm already down 4 total survival points, so an entire survivor's worth of survival points are gone, and of course the majority of them came from Panther, who is wearing that rawhide armor set, who is the one that kind of needs it the most, since she can try to spend survival and get it back. But without further ado here, we will go ahead and draw the Antelope's first card. Also, forgot, it's a level 1. It does have Trample. And what Trample does is when it collides with the survivor, you also suffer damage equal to the monster's level to a random hit location. So it doesn't just knock you back or knock you down, it also damages you. So the first AI card is Back Kick. It is going to pick a target in its blind spot in range, which it doesn't have, which that's number 1. One of the first mechanics to the Screaming Antelope is the blind spot, which has normally been a safe location if you've been fighting a lot of white lions, is actually a number 1 target location with the Antelope. So then it will do the closest threat in range. Now, the Screaming Antelope's range is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing is in range. And then we will do no target graze. So with graze, it full moves to the closest acanthus plant and ends its turn. If the monster is on or adjacent to an acanthus plant, archive the terrain and heal 1 wound. So the closest will be here. So we'll just go ahead and move it onto it. And we archive that terrain and it heals. The good news is there are no wounds yet. We lose a possible resource, but it doesn't heal, and it gets a little bit closer to us. Go and discard that and start our turn. Another thing, as you can see with the Butcher and the White Lion, is you do start on in different positions. The White Lion is 6 away from it. The Screaming Antelope starts on the short board edges, whereas the Butcher starts on you start on the long board edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other thing is this cat or claw head arrow. It's slow, allows you to activate it, but it's not actually cumbersome. So, as far as I can tell, you don't use the bow's stats because it has its own line. You just have to have a bow in your grid to activate this item. So I'm pretty sure that I can move. If anyone wants to fight me on that, or point out where I could be incorrect, I would appreciate that. But I'm going to go ahead and move Foxy up. And I'm not going to worry about trying to get into the blind spot. It's probably a good idea, but again, when do I do things that are great ideas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first thing, we're going to go ahead and activate that clawhead arrow. Hopefully I can hit and give it a -1 evasion for the rest of the showdown. It says usable once per showdown, if I did not state that. 6 or better. And I fail. So, there goes that. So 3, if you're keeping track at home. Awesome. Oh, and I threw the dice down. Of course, it was an 8. So, we did a move and an activation. I could burn 2 survival. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep Dodge. He's a newer survivor. Don't want him to get murdered immediately. So we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I could charge with this Zimbato. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still not getting him in great position. We're just going to have him activate the tall grass, which means that no, I kind of want him to be a target. So at least he's got some armor versus Foxy out there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. So he's not going to do any activation. Oh no, I keep forgetting to use this. So Rawhide Headband. I've had this in 2 of my Survivors gear grids for a while. So Rawhide Headband allows you to use your activation as long as you've completed the puzzle piece to reveal the top 2 AI cards, place them back on top of the deck in any order. So this allows me to kind of see what's coming and plan around it. We've got that, brain damage, that, we have Ravenous, consumable gear. Whew, that's, if it damages, it consumes 1 gear in the target's gear grid. Man, both of these, not awesome. I'm gonna put Stomp and Snort up top. I'd rather take the brain damage, the knockdown, try to get the survival back than just lose a piece of equipment. That's what he is going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and move Panther up. And I think I'm going to go ahead and dash with Panther. Kind of keep her out of range and then try to get a wound off if possible. Hopefully too, because I just put that other card second. I don't really want to discard it just to get that, but is what it is. I do have Dracocanthus on both of them. Again, I don't want to get rid of that, but if I have to, I will. So let's go ahead and activate Dash, see if I get my survival back. Do not. So this is already trying to get me to not benefit from my gear set. So 1, 2, 2. I can stand there and 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't get behind. I guess I could get kind of this way though. Start kind of surrounding it. Alright, so with accuracy bonuses and the spear, 5 or better. Oh, and she did get weapon proficiency, so now when she's attacking, if she does draw a trap, roll 1d10 on a 7 or better, cancel the trap. Discard it, reshuffle the hit location discard into the hit location deck, and then draw a new card. It's limited use once per round, not per showdown, so you can do it, but if you draw the trap again, you can't cancel it. 2 hits. Okay, so in the, I don't remember if the Butcher had this, the Antelope has first strike cards, which requires you to select this card first. You don't have a choice. So this is Restless Eye. Screaming Antelopes, Massive Eyes, glisten with human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. And she's insane. So, Mr. Gun. I'm gonna go ahead and Go ahead and surge. Probably shouldn't. Got it back at least. And we'll attack again. And only hit once that time. Ferocious Spasm. So that's a reflex and a Zone of Death. Good thing she's standing here because we have Zone of Death here, here, and here, eliminating those 4 corners. Okay, so to wound it has a toughness of 8. And she has 3 strength. Spirit is 3, so I only need to roll a 2 or better to wound. So that is a wound. First one is gone, and now I really, oh man, I really need to wound again. Why did I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and use the survival to dash with Kane. So he is down to 2. Oh, I totally forgot about that. So Kane has the Fighting Art Red Fist, which I think he got from an event, or a settlement thing. So at the start of each showdown, each survivor gains +1 strength token, and survivors may use the strength token as survival. Totally forgot about that. That will help a bit with being able to use that for survival with Panther, just because she honestly has a lot of strength. Actually, a lot of these guys have a lot of strength on their weapons now. It's mostly just actually trying to hit and not draw a card that sucks. So anyway, he has the Lantern Sword right now. I moved that. Or I didn't move that, I moved the Bone Blade from him to Caspian. So he has the Bone Axe and the Lantern Sword. Only reason I did that is because I'm trying to weapon proficiency him to axe. But hopefully I'll be able to hit it with the axe later on in the round, because you do not gain a weapon proficiency in your chosen weapon unless you actually hit with that weapon. But in the beginning I just want to kind of try to get some wounds on this, whittle through its AI deck a little bit so I can see what I'm dealing with, and then hopefully use the axe later. So 3 and a 1, so that cancels all hits, I believe. Attack roll result is 1, cancel any hits and any attack. So again, because I just want this thing gone with the consumable, I'm going to surge. You see how all of my roll luck is just not there in the beginning? I seem to pull it out in the end, it's not too terrible, but in the beginning it's just rolling so bad. Alright, his hits on a 5 or better, no accuracy bonus. So 2 hits. And trap. So, with the trap, it panics, attacker is doomed, all survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level, knockback 5, and are knocked down. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is knocked down, and suffers 2 brain damage, which Kane only had 1 insanity, so his other box is filled already. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. On collision, non-deaf survivors gain 1 random disorder in addition to the normal collision rules. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it'll put it out of range of that eating whatever card it is, but unfortunately I think that'll allow it to graze, which means it's just going to heal that card that I did get to discard right back into its pile. I'm going to shuffle the hit location deck here and pull the new card, which is Ravenous. That's what it was. No target, graze. Actually, hold on. So it's closest survivor, consumable gear in range. That's the first choice. Second is closest survivor in field of view. This is the closest survivor in field of view. It will move and attack, which means that it's just going to move towards him, not attack. It's not going to graze. I'm not going to get that card back into the AI stack, which is awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That wasn't terrible, other than Kane is going to start taking straight brain damage here in a minute. Alright. So he comes back up right there. And it is our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can get right into the rear. I'm going to go ahead and Panther do that. Let her take a shot. Hopefully we don't have a full move over. Just tends to be what happens when you have someone within one of those running lanes. So 5 and a 9. That is definitely a hit. 2. Go ahead and take the fairy tale first, because that's not a horrible one. So 4, needed a 2 or better, plus the strength token. I actually don't even, well, I guess I need to roll to see if I crit. Because that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So that is a wound. Fairy tale gets discarded. AI card gets discarded. Now, Restless Chest is no fun, because if it wounds, which I'm guaranteed to wound, so I have to roll the 10 to not take this effect, it's going to turn around and run over me. Full move. Which means that I'm going to take a random damage, get knocked down, and it's going to be farther away from everyone. So, hoping for a Lantern 10. 7. Nope. Alright. AI card, so at least I got a wound still. But now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she will be knocked down. A wound to a random hit location. To the waist. Down to 1 armor there. Not horrible, but at least we got something else that didn't force it to run away. This fight is a lot of just chasing the damn thing down. Trying to get cards that don't all have the effect win wound or win fail, runs away. It's pretty common. We did a fight with my Thursday night game group that was just it. Killed all of the other 3 survivors, and I had, again, someone with a spear, but with the last man standing fighting art, chasing it around for 20 minutes as it was trying to kill me, but it couldn't because it wasn't doing, it couldn't give me bleeding tokens and it couldn't knock me down. And it just kept running away. So we are going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to have Caspian spend... Oh no, this was our fight, so I don't really care if she gets brought back up right now. So I'm going to have Caspian move and 1, 2, 3, and then activate the Acanthus. Oh right, I can get survival off of this, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to, so 3, 4. I'm going to try to do something on this. It's a 50% chance to get a Broken Lantern, which is a scrap. Otherwise, I'm going to take some damage and we'll see. 2, take some damage. But I didn't get a Lonely Ant Vermin resource, whatever that is. So that, you consume it, and you can swap your insanity and your survival. But he did take damage to the arm location, so he has no armor there now. Okay, that was his activation. We will go ahead and move. Oh, that wasn't Caspian. God, I'm not used to this. That was Kane. So I should have done this with Kane because he only has 1 survival, which he now has. Oh, the same survival. God. Sorry guys, my head's a little scattered. But he took an arm damage, which is not cool. Okay. Caspian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna have him dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. There's 1 survival. He is the guy with the Zimbardo. Hopefully he can land a hit here. With 1, he needs a 5. No, 6. 6 or better because he's in the blind spot and he's -1 accuracy. I don't think I like this red die. Do not like this red die. I'm going to surge. No. 6 or better. No, I was on the 7. Okay, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just out of range of the bow. Out of the range of the Acanthus too, so we'll do that. We'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can still get there on the shot with the bow. So I'm going to spend a survival to dash so I can spend both a movement and an activation to fire the bow. And we have 2 dice, 7 or better to hit, strength of 3. Two 6s. Couldn't roll either of those 6s during that. That is going to be my sweet, sweet activation. So, Infested. When this comes into play, the monster gains +1 toughness token. I was supposed to discard that. Discovering the ticks is gruesome. Roll 1d10 for each survivor. on a roll of 6 better, suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. And I'm going to draw another AI card. Okay, so Panther, of course, roll 9 on it now. Seven insanity for her. Caspian 3 misses. This is the person I really don't want to roll better than 6. 2. This Kane has brain damage already. And Foxy 2. So I hate that die. Draw an AI, and then when a survivor ends their turn adjacent to the monster, roll 1d10 on a result of 1 or 2. They're infested with ticks and gain -1 strength token. Okay, so it gets toughness, but I get minus strength. That seems awesome. Okay, draw a new AI card. Bolt. Pick closest knockdown survivor. Okay. And now this is going to work. So 1, 2, 3. I will do that. I'm just going to collide, knock down him, random hit location to the arms, speed 1, accuracy of 2 or better. She does have 1, 2 evasion, so 4 or better. Hits. Does 1 damage to the body. But then full moves away from all survivors. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Odds or even. Even. 5, 6. So whenever you get a board edge, which you will do more than likely a lot with this, you pick odds or evens, or randomly decide which direction it's going to go. So that is that card. Now, he's going to stand up on the next monster turn because he got knocked down this monster turn. She will be able to get up. So we'll do that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get her into that back arc again. Try this again. 2, she needs a 4 or better hit. That's 2 hits. The furry throat and the restless flank. Let's go ahead and do the furry throat first. If you have the clever shield, gain +2 luck. Awesome, but so it has +1 toughness now, so I actually do need to roll a 2 or higher to wound. And I roll a 1. Throat, restless flank, off the table, 3, that's a wound, and then it turns to face me. So that happens. I don't know if you can actually see that now. I've got to readjust the camera, I think. I kind of see it. My stand is not the best, sorry, so a little jittery here. Yeah, whatever. You can kind of see it. No idea where that die went. I will have to find that later. Okay. 1, 2. I'm going to pause this for a second and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm just going to keep him far away. I would love to do that, but this will keep the Antelope hopefully centered around here. So we're going to try to pick an acanthus. 4 is find nothing. That's archives. There's that turn. And then 1, 2, 3. Try to shoot the bow from point blank to get 6 or better to hit. Would have really loved to hit with that first arrow. It's 1 hit. Okay, this might actually be kind of a good thing if I can wound. So 3 or better strength plus the +1 strength token, so 4, so I need a 4 or better to wound. That is a crit. It does not, so on this card it actually does not cancel the wound result. But I do gain a Screaming Antelope resource. I got a Shank Bone. And then, so your blow clips the Screaming Antelope's shoulder and it jumps back. Turn to face the attacker, so we'll turn him around. Then without turning, move the monster 1 space directly away from the attacker. Cancel all hits now without a range. So what that's going to do is hit here. Since it collides and lands on Panther, it's going to knock her back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then knock her down, and then she'll take the 1 random damage. But because of this infestation, it's not a bad deal because then she's not going to gain the -1 strength token. So I'm kind of okay with that happening in comparison. Now it's only got 2 threats up, and that will be the end of the turn. I could use a survival, which I'd really like to keep for them so they can live. So I'm gonna leave Caspian down, even though he didn't get act this turn, and just go ahead and draw the next AI card. So bite, closest survivor in field of view. No target graze. So pretty easy. Move up 1. Roll a die. 2. I think she has, or he has an evasion. Yep, monster grease. So would have needed more than that. So no hit, which is good because that was 2 damage if it would have hit. Stand these guys back up here. I guess I'm just going to kind of try to work Kane around, but I'm going to try to do him later on the turn just in case it bolts this way, but have him kind of harvest up these plants where I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get right back in there, so we will do this again. It's 2 hits. I guess I'm going to do Gnarled Horns first. And it doesn't say it, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say it, because it says if you fail, if the attacker is adjacent, the weapon is stuck. Tugging frantically, it comes loose, but you stumble and suffer knockback 5. It does not actually say to cancel all remaining hits, but it should. Alright. 6 is just a regular wound. That is done. And then this one, we're both going to get hit from a reflex. That is also a wound. So the reflex is just a basic action to each target. So it's 2 speed. It's a 4 better to hit here, and a 4 better to hit here. So we'll go ahead and do Foxy first. That is 2 hits. Hands and body. Arms and body. Keep on. It shows a hand, so I want to say hand. So I'll just go ahead and take those. They're just 1 damage. And the next is actually 2 misses. 2 and 2. It's discarded. Basically, I should come back here. Again, I kind of want this damn thing to move. That's a 36 or better. You know what? I haven't actually done this yet. I'm going to try it. So I'm going to spend a survival to have Foxy gain an extra move with dash. So Foxy is down to 1. And then I'm going to have him move directly 3 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Away from the target. Then I'm going to have him pounce. That's a White Lion gear combination. You spend an activation and a movement to move 3 spaces in a straight line. Then, if you move, oh, well, I guess I had to move 1 back. So it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you move 3 spaces, activate a melee weapon with +1 strength. Now, he has a bone axe. So you get that, but you get the White Lion Gauntlet 1 too if you have it, which is gain in accuracy for your next attack this turn when you pounce. So he is going to be hitting on a 5 or better, and has 1, 2 bonus strength plus the 3 from the bone axe. So he's going to be 5 strength, so wounding on a 3 or better. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So move in. 2, 5 or better for the hits. 1 hit. And that is a wound. Roll 1d10 for each survivor currently in the monster's blind spot. Should be here. Wow, shit. On a result of 3 or better, they are brutally back-kicked and suffer 3 damage to a random hit location and knockback 5. Okay. 1. So, nothing there. Need to shuffle these and discard 1 for the wound. And I really want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I'm going to have him dash. It's because I either want to kill this thing or I want to get it away from us. I guess the losing this, or you know, the -1 strength isn't terrible since we're all +1 anyway, but I would prefer not to lose that if I don't have to. So I'm going to spend this survival, put me at 1, Caspian, and roll. Oh, 1 die. To hit, I need a 6 or better. 6. And trip. No. -2 toughness to win this location. It's a giant tongue. Alright, so with the Zimbato, he has Devastating. So whenever he wounds, he inflicts 1 additional wound, and he is wounding automatically, but he's got Deadly, and he has some luck already. Just the 2, or yeah, so the luck in that. So on an 8, 9, or 10, he is going to crit. Okay, and of course, right as soon as I roll, the camera goes out. Because I don't care, I'm keeping my results or whatever, I'm not cheating. But I did roll a Lantern 10, finally, with this guy, who has been just total fail. Does crit. So the wound is blood and spittle, rep from the Screaming Antelope's wounded undermaw. If the wound result is even, suffer brain damage. If the wound result is odd, gain an insanity, so it's even because it's 10, so he will take 1 brain damage, so he's down to 5. But he does 2 wounds because he wounded, and I gain another Screaming Antelope resource. I got the Spiral Horn, which I think might be good for, I'll have to look at the, I haven't really looked at the being able to make stuff, but I think that might be a spear style resource. I tend to like the spears. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spend his last survival because I can always use the strength token. I'm going to try to swing again. So, 6 or better. Hit another lantern. And then again, guess I gotta draw my card. Giant mouth, reflex. God, what is with my camera just shutting off like while I'm rolling? 6 is a wound. So whenever I wound, I inflict an additional 1. The reflex is only on a 1 or 2 though. So that is actually last AI card and death. So I didn't get the Acanthus, which would have been nice, but really wouldn't have mattered that much if I'd lost these tokens. But no one really got hurt. I almost had a brain damage, like a severe brain trauma on Kane, but no one was really in danger in this fight, which is good. Got a couple of resources out of it, so now I'm going to go ahead and throw out some of this. So I got some pelts, large flat tooth, and a bladder. And then for the basic resources, let's see what I pick up here. Monster hide, love juice, monster hide, and a monster organ. So, not, I guess it's not too bad. Pretty good spread actually in resources now that I look at it. Alright, well that is that fight. I apologize for some of the cutouts there. Gotta figure out what's going on with my stupid memory cards. But thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you like it. I'm going to try to throw some more of these out. But you guys have a good day.